Hey y'all, it's Tiffany Banks back again with another video. So I am making this video to tell you guys that I have not had a job since July 2021. I have not been in anyone's store, warehouse, office, construction site, whatever you want to call it. I haven't been in anyone's business or anyone's company working under them since July 2021. And it's a whole thing and a whole story as to why that is. First of all, ever since 2015, when I left home, went to college, I was 18 years old, and I did the work study. I was making $7.25 an hour during work study. Now, work study, if you're a college kid, I don't know about now, but shit, back in 2015, they paid us the bare minimum, like the minimum. I guess because they say, oh, well, you're 18, you don't need that much money and you're in college, so, but whatever. And I ended up not going back to college, so I didn't really go back to the job. Then my first full-time, well, not even full-time, it was part-time. My first job ever, like outside of college, was at this fast food restaurant. It was a fast food restaurant called Zaxby's. Zaxby's is a lot of people may not know what Zaxby's is because it's a southern fast food restaurant. It's mainly in Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina. So yeah, it's mainly on the southeast coast, Zaxby's. So we I worked there for $8 an hour. Now, I was still 18. I was turning 19. So I was still I was already 19. So I turned 18. I've turned 19 in March while I was in college, and when I was 19, I left. So I was 19 working at Zaxby's. So $8 an hour. They paid $8 an hour, and I thought I was doing something like, oh yeah, this $8, because I went from making $7.25 to $8. That's a huge jump, right? And I also picked up another job. So by this time I had two. I was 19 years old with two jobs. I was working Zaxby's and Captain D's. Captain D's paid $7.35. Now, it's still more than the $7.25 that I was making during work study on campus. So I did that for about 6 months until I found another job. And this job, this was back in 2016. Again, I was still 19 years old. This was back in, when did I quit? Was it during like the summer, like late summer? Maybe it was August, September, I don't know. I know I quit. I know I started working Zaxby's. I started working the fast food places around like May, June, because that's when people like started to get out of school. So it had to be around October, November when I got my first quote unquote real job, where I thought I was a real bad bitch. It was at this call center, making $10 an hour at the age of 19. And me being from the South, because things are cheaper this way, I thought I was a real bad baby. $10 an hour, and then I didn't have to stand up on my feet for 6 hours a day, because when I was working at Zaxby's, it wasn't full-time income. It was $8 an hour for 6 hours a day. And Captain D's, I only worked Captain D's for 2 days because the point of the cashier system, the POS, the point of sale system, was too complicated for me to read, and I ended up walking out. But they were both 6 hours a day, $8 an hour, and Captain D's was $7.35 an hour. But yeah, still standing up for 6 hours is still kind of tiring. And then you have to like clean up and sweep and mop and take food out. It was fast food jobs do not respect their employees at all. It's that's a whole nother child. But yeah, like I said, within 6 months. So by this time, 6 months was October, November. I got hired at this call center, making $10 an hour. I thought I was a real bad bitch. And I didn't have to stand up. I was sitting down at my desk. Training was about a month. But this job did not last long either, because I have gotten fired. Womp, womp, womp. And even though I was so young and naive, and I've always wanted to work like in an office when I was younger. Like, I've always wanted a job where I felt like I was in an office. I was either like a secretary, accountant, customer. Like, I always just wanted a job like that. And for me to get it at the age of 19, I thought I was doing something, even though it was just a call center. Anybody could get hired at a call center. Like, since I've gotten older, I realized call centers ain't nothing special, okay? It's still the bottom of the barrel type of work, but they try to make us feel like we're doing something with all the, I guess, I don't know. So I've gotten fired after only 1 month. 1 month of training. After training, I had a female boss, and this is when I realized I don't do well with female bosses. This is the first time in my life that I've ever had a female boss. All my other jobs were male bosses. Even in the my college work study job, I had a male boss, but I had a female like supervisor, but it was a man who was above her. So yeah, he was in charge of who works and who did this and who whatever. And at my fast food jobs, I had male bosses, and it was easy going, easy selling, and I quit. I didn't get fired. I never got written up. I quit. But for the first time in my life, working in a call center full of women and having a female boss, I've gotten fired over something very petty that they could have talked to me about. But I forgot her name. I want to say her name is Diane. I really do want to say her name is Diane. I think that was her name, and I don't give a fuck. Yes, her real name is Diane. Her bitch ass. Yeah, so with Diane being the bitch that she was, fired me because she's catty. She's an old, ugly ass bitch, shaped like a Oompa Loompa, saggy ass titties, her saggy ass, sunburnt ass skin. She's mad at the world because of the way she looks. But let me stop. But nah, fuck her. Anyways, she fired me. And I remember that day, I felt so devastated. I cried. I was so sad. I was so depressed. I was like, oh my God, this is the first time I've ever gotten paid so much money, and I've gotten fired. Oh my God. And my boyfriend at the time, he was like, well, go back to Zaxby's. I'm like, I don't want to go back to Zaxby's. Like, even though I've only worked at that call center for a month or a month and a half, so it was a month of training and 2 weeks of like on the phone on the job training. So like a month and a half, I was already used to a certain lifestyle. Like, once you get upgraded and uplifted, you're used to a certain lifestyle. You don't want to go back. You don't want to go back to scrubbing floors and on your feet, and and that hectic, chaotic fast food. And no, I haven't worked a fast food job since 2016, and that is it. That is all. No, I will never again. I will not work another fast food job ever again in my life. 2016 was enough for me. Okay. So after that, I got fired. I was so devastated, so sad, so depressed, and I hated her. I hated Diane. Diane could go to hell, and I just wished so much bad on Diane. and I will never forget, I walked out of the door after that bitch fired me. She held the door open. I grabbed my lunch because I had my lunch in the refrigerator. I went to the kitchen, the refrigerator. I got my lunch. I got my purse. I got my things. She held the door open for me. And she waited for me to walk out. And I will never forget, this bitch said, "Good luck." And I just walked out. I didn't even look at her. I didn't look at her. I looked past her. I was so pissed. I looked past her. I didn't look at her. I didn't say anything. I just walked out. This bitch said, "Good luck." There was nothing good about that good luck. That good luck was, well, y'all could feel that energy when someone's telling you good luck, but they don't really mean it. They don't mean that shit at all. When someone good luck, they expect for you to fail, and they want you to fail, and they don't give a shit about you. Fuck you, Diane. So after Diane's bitch ass, fat, ugly, oompa loompa, fucking funky ass bitch, after Diane fired me, I refused to go back to fast food. I refused to go back to the restaurant business. Even though I did become a waitress after that, but being a waitress is a little bit different than working fast food. It's a little bit better, in my opinion. But I was a waitress for only 3 months because, baby, like I said, I can't. The food business is not for me, okay? The food business is not for me, okay? So, even though I did become a waitress, but before I became a waitress, I was on the search. Like, when I got fired, and here's the kicker. Here is the mother effing licking kicker. So I get paid $10 an hour at this call center, which is the highest I've ever been paid in my life, at the age of 19 years old. So their rule was, if you get fired or quit before the training period, and the training means classroom training and on the job training. So if you quit or get fired before the training and the on the job training is finished, your $10 turns into $7.25. So I got fired before the training was over with. So that means I got paid $7.25, which was still a decent check. I had got like a $560 check, right? Which was still decent. And, luckily a week later I got the check, because I think I got fired a week before the pay period. The pay period was next week. So I got the check next week. And I was like, you know what? I have a whole week. I get paid next week. I have a whole week to just start looking for shit. I gotta start looking for different jobs. And I was living with my father. So luckily I wasn't on my own to where I had to come up with rent money and shit. Like, ugh, thank goodness. Thank the universe. Thank God. So, but my dad still, even though I lived with my father did not spoil me. I'm daddy's girl, but my father made it real clear that he's not going to spoil me because I need to get ready for the real world. So I still had to pay him, whatever rent that he charged me, plus buy my own food, buy my own toiletry, buy my own clothes, buy my own, everything. Basically, I was like his roommate, basically. But not, because I didn't really pay half the bills, but he wasn't really providing for me because I was 19. He wanted me to learn how to provide for myself. So, me being on the search, I get my check next week. I'm on the search for something new, and I'm just like, I need money now. Make money now. Jobs hiring near me. And I was on Indeed.com, and I was looking for other customer service office jobs because I felt like that's what I wanted to do. Like, that's what I've gotten accustomed to, the office job experience. And I remember seeing this ad. It was an ad for LiveOps. LiveOps, if you guys don't know, is a work-at-home call center where you choose your own hours. And after I saw that ad on Indeed.com, I applied, and I became very intrigued by their description. They were like, choose your own hours, work from home with as long as you have Wi-Fi and a laptop and headsets, you're good to go. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I got a laptop, I got Wi-Fi, I got a headset. No, I don't have a headset. I could get a headset, and at the time, headsets were like $10 on Amazon. I got a headset for like $10 on Amazon. And back then, they did require me to get like a landline. I was like, okay, I could get a headset and a landline. Cool, no problem, because I already got Wi-Fi and a laptop, okay? So I got the landline, I already had my computer, my Wi-Fi, my laptop, my headset, and I was ready to go. And I had my Ethernet cord, because they did require a hard wire. So I said, okay, I got all my stuff, I'm ready to go, I'm ready to make some money. And I went through training. Yeah, I went through training, and I was on my way. And it was like, okay, well, good luck. Basically, I was with the direct sales side. So basically, it was nothing really to learn. Like, it was just, okay, you know what? This is the system. You don't really have to know anything, because when a call comes in, a script is going to come up, and you just read the script, okay? All right. Now, get on the phone. And that was basically that. That was that. And I did good there. Like, I did good there. But let's see. So that was my first taste of working from home. And I never, ever wanted to work outside the house again. This was back in 2016. But, I did end up getting another job outside the house. And then I got, introduced to Arise and all these other work from home jobs. And I got another outside job. But I was still working from home whenever I wasn't working at my other job. So it's just me getting that first taste and that first feel of working from home. And this was so taboo to me. Back in 2016, to me, it was so taboo. Like, what? Work from home? Choose your own hours? Be my own boss? What? I can do that? I can do... No taxes taken out. I pay my own tax. What? I can do that? And being 19 is so fascinating. But I did go back to work. And my last job I had, well, we're not going to sit here and go through all my jobs because this video will be hours and hours long. So let's just skip from 2016 up until 2021, okay? So 2021, July 2021, the last job I had. The juicy, good old story time, baby. I worked at this job. It was for renters. Was it renters insurance or no, renters assistance? So I was in a renters assistance department where people called in to check on their rental assistance application. These are people who are on the verge of getting evicted, who are behind, or who just need help with rent, or who just lost their job and they don't want to get behind and they need help with their rent. And you can only imagine, calls were stressful because you're talking to people in distress every single day. So on top of stressful calls, I had a bitch of a supervisor, manager, team lead, whatever you want to call her. She was a total bitch, a total mother bitch. And her name was Tanitra. I think that was her name. I forgot her name. Whatever the fuck her name was, I forgot her name. It started with a T. I think it was Tanisha. I think it was Tanitra to be real. I think it was Tanitra. I think. Whatever the fuck. I'm gonna just call her Tanitra in this video, whether that be her real name or not. But her real name is something similar to Tanisha. It was something like that. So let's call this bitch Tanitra. I think that was her real name for real, but I forgot. She was a total bitch. She was a bitch. When I tell you she was a bitch. She made my life a living hell at that call center. I've only worked there for about, let's say, before that job, I was working at, if you go back to my very first two videos, I've told y'all that I worked in this call center for unemployment. So that's the job that I had before this job. And I think I've had this job since May of 2021. So May, June. So I've only worked this job for like 2 months. So from May, June, and I quit mid-July. So 2 months and 2 weeks maybe, because I quit like July 15th or some shit like that. So from May, let's say May the 8th, or let's say May 1st until July 15th is when I worked this job. So let me tell y'all about Tanitra, old bald-headed ass. She would just nitpick, nag. And y'all know sometimes call centers, they have like once a week they have like the Q&A, what's it called, the quality assurance meeting, where you meet with the QA and they go over your call and they grade you from like 0 to 100, like you're in school or something, whatever. I would fail all of my calls. Like Tanitra would make sure that she picked the worst of the worst calls and failed me every time. And I think if you fail too many calls, you can get fired from a call center. And this bitch, either she was trying to get me fired or she was trying to get me to quit. But all I gotta say is she won, because I'm not finna be stressed out and having headaches and heart attacks and strokes because I'm trying to please a bitch who already miserable and who trying to make me. I ain't got time for that. I do not have time for that. So she just didn't like me. She did not like me for what reason, I don't know. She used to nitpick with me. She used to nag with me. She just didn't like me, and I didn't like her. And I felt her energy, and I said, well, bitch, I don't like you either. You don't like me, I don't like you. And you're failing. You're giving me bad grades on my calls. And every time, it's always something with you. It's always something that I'm doing wrong. And after a while, I was just... Yeah, it was all... Either it was me, either it was Tiffany, you're always doing something. Oh, Tiffany, you failed your call, Tiffany. Oh, the caller hung up because of your tone. The caller hung up because you didn't know this. The caller hung up because you didn't say this. Why didn't you say this? Where did you get this information from? Tell me, why did you do it? Was just irritating, nitpicking, nagging, the shit that make your skin crawl, the shit that just irritates you to the point where it make you want to punch a bitch in the face because they just so irritating, and you know they purposely trying to irritate you on purpose just to get on your nerves so you can pop off and make them look like the good person and make you look like a bad person, but really they really irritate you on purpose. And then that's how she was. She was one of them female. She wasn't really a supervisor. She was like a team lead. She was like QA, quality assurance, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Listen to calls and grade calls. And she just got on my nerves to the point where she stressed me out. I slept through my alarm. And my alarm was on top of my face. Like, my phone was beside my head. And I slept through my alarm. That right there says that you are under distress, baby girl. And it's time to go. I had headaches. I was drained. I had anxiety just from logging in. I dreaded logging in. Every time I had a QA was once a week. Every time I had a QA meeting with her once a week, I dreaded that meeting because I already knew it was going to be a negative meeting. Either I didn't do something right, I should have did this, I failed the call, I didn't do good. It was always something that I did, and I said, you know what, if I'm not doing a good job and I'm failing calls, maybe I should just go elsewhere. Maybe this isn't the job for me. I cannot sit here and every once a week you're telling me I'm not doing a good enough job. I cannot sit here and once a week you're telling me I'm not doing a good enough job. If I'm not doing a good enough job, then this ain't the job for me. I'm doing this job because and then the bitch had the nerve to tell me, well, Tiffany, do you want to be here? Bitch, do you want to be here? None of us were little and grew up and say, oh, I want to work in a renter assistance call center. No one was a little girl and said that shit. No one wants to be here, you dumb fuck. Tanitra, dumb fuck bitch. We're here to pay bills. We're here because we need gas money. We're here because we need food, bitch. Tanitra, bitch. Do you want to be here, Tiffany? Bitch, do you want to be here? No. But do you have bills? Yes. Do you need food? Yes. Do you need gas money? Yes. Shut the fuck up. Stupid bitch. I'm sorry, y'all. I had to let it out. Ugh. So, what happened was, one day, I worked, and I just decided, this is my last day. I can't take this ish no more. And I just didn't come back. And then the manager was calling my phone. I'm like, stop calling my phone. Obviously, I fucking quit. Stop calling my fucking phone. Like, stop calling my phone. Obviously, it's been 2 or 3 days I didn't show up to work. Leave me alone. I'm okay. My health is good. I didn't die. I'm alive. I'm well. I'm okay. I just don't want to come to work. And yeah, they'll call my phone one day. Now, my last day was when I basically just didn't answer the phone. I was logged in, but I would just be hanging up on people. I didn't answer the phone. I put them on hold, and I was like, well, maybe I could quit. Maybe I would quit if Tanitra tells me to come like in her Zoom meeting to talk about a few calls, that's when I would log off. But I didn't really wait. I should have waited till then so I could get a full paycheck. But but basically I was like, nah, I'm done. Like right now. Like I'm done right now. I can't wait that long. I don't want to wait that long. I'm just done. And once I quit and didn't go back, I felt so much at peace. I felt so much at peace. I just laid in my bed. I didn't have to get up at 7 o'clock in the morning on the freaking phone. I felt so much at peace. I felt at peace. 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 Do y'all know what I'm saying? Peace. Serenity. Tranquility. Peace. Calm. Peace. Goodness. I haven't had to deal with that BS since July of 2021. I haven't had a job since July of 2021. I said no more, no more. I will not be a slave no more. I am free. I am free. Let's all be free together. Now, if you love your 9 to 5, good, kudos to you. I didn't like mine. I didn't like my 9 to 5. I love to be my own boss. I don't want anyone micromanaging me. I don't want anyone breathing down my neck. I don't want anyone telling me what to do. And I have that. I'm my own boss. I tell myself what to do. I work when I want to work. I do what I want to do. And I love it here. And I will not go back. I will not go back. I make my own money. And I make my own hours. And it's going to get better and better. The money is going to keep stacking more and more. But yeah, I haven't had a job since July 2021. And it's about to be almost a whole year of not having a job. And I have made it this far. And I'm still making money and doing good for myself. With that being said, thank you, ladies. Thank you guys for watching. I have more story times, more videos. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.